So, Victor, you mentioned earlier that one of the strategies that we could use to increase reproduction efficiency will be shortening the interval between inseminations or breedings. So, how would the pregnancy diagnosis interval impact the reproduction or the reproductive efficiency of the herd?
Yeah, good point as well. So a few years back, we worked with Julio Giordano, now in Cornell, and Paul Fricke about trying to estimate the value of this earlier pregnancy diagnosis. That unfortunately they didn't came up very well afterwards for many reasons, but they seem to be coming back. So that's an opportunity. And the main idea was, what's the value of using this early pregnancy diagnosis? And we try to respond that using economic simulation modeling. And I mean, the main point, the whole concept was centered in how fast a cow can be resubmitted to a TIMI or insemination after a non-pregnancy diagnosis. So the whole point is how fast we can resubmit and how shorter we can make the interbreeding interval. So for every week earlier, the resynchronization, for example, after the first breeding, we found, and like, for example, from 42 days to 35 days, normally, as you know, this is done in weekly basis for the most part. Saving a week in this process gave us about I remember it was between $45 and $60, let's say $50 per cow per year of extra revenue. So it's like we are banking $50 for every week we save on resubmitting these cows to the resynchronization program. And you can see that money could be a good investment for anything we can do to improve this time. So the first pregnancy check is the most important, in my opinion, after which, and probably we are talking mostly about the first preg check because the others come a little later. And the sooner we can find out a cow is not pregnant, we can resubmit and decrease the interbreeding interval. So going back to how frequent the farm does the checkups, if it is weekly, it is more likely we will be able to find those cows more quickly than the frequency of pregnancy checks is every 2 weeks or every 4 weeks. Many farms that we work with will do it weekly basis. And the last thing I will mention here as well is the point that likely this would be more important in TIMI programs because we have more control over those animals. Probably in the pure heat detection or the heat detection only animals, they will come back to heat. We will find them. But as I mentioned before, there is always the risk or the issue of those potential cows that will not show heat.